Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector and we'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. Today I'm going to be playing the Blackstone map. It's a domination objective, 2,000 point army size. I'm going to be playing as the Astra Militarum and we're going to be playing against the Tyranids. It's an 80 point target, 8 turn limit. Now I do have a bit of an unusual army today. People have been asking me to make a basic infantry build here. So I figured I'd play around with it. I don't know how well it's going to do. Theoretically, it might be good against the Tyranids and on these domination maps, so we'll play around with it and see how it goes. But my plan was to have 2 commissars to buff, 3 sergeants to do additional buffs. You can see they both have the power sword here. My thought is maybe having the Cadian sergeant be the leader will allow us to hide him. Then we're going to do a 3 Psyker build with 3 heavy weapons with the missile launchers, and then fill out the rest of the roster with 3 Chimera transports and all basic Cadian shock troops here. Because I'm hoping that the flamers with the Chimeras will help us do damage against the low tier units that the Tyranids tend to bring on the swarm build, like a swarm build situation. 3 Psykers can be pretty overwhelming with all of their debuffs to interfere with enemy movement. I'm going to start using that to start with so we can start getting them. Oh shit, that's right, these guys only have 2 transport capability. I forgot about that. Alright, so that was a bit of a mistake on my part. But my hope is that I can just continue to hinder his movement and mess up his low tier units as much as possible. Unfortunately, I just broke cohesion here, so that's going to cost us some more momentum, because we could get basic momentum here if we kept guys loaded up. And then with these Cadian sergeants, my hope is that we can increase the accuracy of our rocket launchers while everything is going on and we're waiting for them to get setup stacks. So we'll have to see how that goes here. And then we should be able to buff everybody like crazy with our commissars, giving them increased momentum, which will therefore decrease their graze chances while also increasing their crit chance. So hopefully that will allow us to mess up low tier units here.
What next, sir?
And then the Chimeras will be very good. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure given those buffs here, we're not going to increase our momentum.
We will swing the tides of this battle. Lining up, sir.
So play around and see what we can do here. And then these guys don't have any sort of battle lines over here that we have to worry about. And then hopefully we can keep nerfing their accuracy and other things as necessary. Now if he goes with like a massive gargoyle build or a super elite tier build with his guys, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, because one downside to this build is that it's not going to have a lot of super elite killing potential here.
These manifold dangers are beyond your understanding.
But my hope is that by having the rocket launchers, that should give us the best of both worlds, where they should be good at not only killing low tier Tyranids, but they should also be good at killing elite tier units. Now, if he doesn't go with or if he does go with an elite tier build, I'm going to very much regret my life decisions here and wish that I had gone with some las cannons instead. That may actually be the best of both worlds here, but that's not what I ended up doing, so we'll play around and see what we can do.
Waiting for orders, sir.
And then let's just use up his momentum so he doesn't end up losing any of the momentum he may have. And unfortunately, if you have guys on Overwatch, you'll also lose momentum, so you gotta play this hopscotch situation here. We'll use your setup here, and then for you, I will have you have the option to shoot, and you will too, in case he does have some gargoyles or something around here. And then the guys have really long range, so if we do end up winning and locking down the corners here, if I can put the heavy weapons teams
Awaiting your orders.
on the edge of this elevated position, then this should theoretically allow us to...
Orders understood.
Actually, he has a...
What next, sir?
So I lied. I do have the ability to do battle lines over here. It's just it doesn't get activated unless I had the sergeant out. So I guess I should have done that instead. So that just cost me some momentum.
Pack it up and let's move.
Well, it is what it is, I guess.
Awaiting your orders.
I'll stand in the
Let's
way
see
if I
here.
have to.
Let's just run you all around here.
I'll
Because I
stand in the
do
way if I have
want
to.
you to be... I guess I could have just done that anyways, and I wouldn't have had to do the jogging here. Alright, well, let's put you on Overwatch.
We've
And
got
then
your
we'll put
firepower.
you on
Big guns
over
ready.
here.
These manifold dangers are beyond your understanding.
And these guys should now be in cohesion. And then these guys are getting the Commissar buff. Really, I gotta get
What
the
next, sir?
Psyker up as much as possible. She's our rate limiting gal over here. But yeah, I'm gonna be asking a lot of heavy lifting from these Chimeras here, so we'll have to see how it goes. And my other thought is the Cadian shock troops should be really good against the low tier infantry that may be showing up. And then they should also have frag grenades, which should allow us to one-shot Termagants
Awaiting your orders.
and almost take out some Hormagants. And then we'll have the Flamers here with the Chimera. The Chimera also has enough damage with the multi-laser to do damage against more elite tier units. If I bring him up one, that's going to activate this spot to be under our control, so that may not be the best. But I think this is where I'm going to want to keep these guys, and I'll give them ranged armor in case we end up getting attacked by low-tier gargoyles.
Wait.
Now that won't do much if they decide to
Awaiting your orders.
use their poison venom, which is always a chance.
Big guns ready.
Alright, let's do this. And then the other thing is with my Psychers is I should be able to use a Psychic Maelstrom to help hinder his movement, assuming they don't get killed, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm definitely going to be asking a lot... Oh, no! Okay. I'm not sure why he would have done that, because he did the spore launch instead of a regular attack. I'm not sure what the advantage of that would be. Because if you just regular attack, I assume he's got synapse creatures over there, so that should be increasing the accuracy. Maybe he thought because you have a chance of just a random position and there's a bunch of infantry here, if that would have landed, it would have been a guaranteed hit. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the thought process was there. Yeah, see, here comes the warriors. Not terrible damage, actually. Alright, took out a couple models there, got some momentum gains, and it's double momentum if you're wondering why I'm... Oh, shit. There's Hive Guards. And... Okay. Yep, good. Yeah, see, he just hit me with that. Alright, we got some gargoyles over here. I wonder if he's going to end up just abandoning this right side.
There's more of them?
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, because this guy likes his spore launchers. Yeah, there's a Tyranifex too. Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, he's got 2 Hive Guard. That's even worse. And he's got an Exocrine, and he just killed one of my missile launchers. That's not great.
Target spotted.
Alright, well, we're going to have problems for sure. Just moving the gargoyles over. Gonna probably put the blinding venom on my... Nope, he's going to attack him. Okay, I thought he was going to do blinding venom. Alright, so we were right. He's going with the swarm build. Now, he did say that he
Awaiting your orders.
has not had much experience playing against... I probably should have given some of that momentum to our Chimera here. So he did say that he doesn't have a lot of experience playing against Astra Militarum.
Waiting for orders, sir.
Alright, well, let's move you up to here. Oh, that was actually a mistake, because now I have an obstacle. Damn it.
Advance.
Alright. Well, let's increase our accuracy here. And you've got a 66% chance to hit. I wonder if I move you around, if that will increase your chance to hit. I can have you flame. Yeah, it's a 70% now.
We've got your firepower.
I think we just got to take the shot, as much as it pains me. Alright. Let's take the shot here. We've got crack, which is what we want. Alright, yeah, one of those missiles ended up hitting there. Okay, let's shoot here. Okay, good. And then you come up to here. And then you can inflame down those Hormigons. Get the kill. His warriors are facing the wrong way, so we don't have to worry about them overwatching us. Yeah, see, had I had let the Chimera get the bonus momentum from the Commissar kill, I would now be able to surge him and potentially have killed those warriors. That's a mistake. I gotta pull you back, or these guys are gonna be able to cross the distance and attack you. Because he does have Hormigons and warriors, and so if those get you into melee combat, that's a bad time.
We'll get you there.
So let's pull you back.
What next, sir?
Now,
Heavy weapons.
it says that you guys actually have a pretty good chance to shoot those warriors from this area.
Awaiting
So
your orders.
maybe I just use the infantry here to try to kill the warriors. 55% chance to hit. That's not great. We'll move you up to try to keep everybody in cohesion.
And Imperium.
I guess let's move you up to here. You have a 70% chance to shoot. These guys have a better accuracy. Oh, fuck.
Waiting for orders, sir.
Because they don't have the bayonets unlike the other ones.
What next, sir?
Alright, well, if I move this sergeant over here, this should open up this pathway, and then you should be able to just shoot him from down here. Because I do want to finish off those warriors to stop the synapses. Because we're the only ones that are allowed to get bonus momentum.
These manifold dangers are beyond
Let's see,
your
I've got you
understanding.
over here. I don't think using the Psychic Maelstrom's going to do a whole lot for me. And I don't think decreasing these guys' accuracy is going to do a whole lot either. Maybe what I'll do is I'll pull back with the Sergeant and then move the Commissar behind cover, because I need him to survive.
Awaiting your orders.
And while buffing everybody else. And I'm a little bit scared of the Warriors with their Death Spitters, because they're actually quite good at taking out... Well, you know, actually, you've got pretty good range there.
I will go where I want.
I wonder, can I apply this to anybody? Oh, had I done it from over here, I could have put that debuff onto one of those hive guards. That's a mistake. Well, I can throw a grenade. Maybe what I can do is I can move you up and we can trigger the overwatch of the hive guards. And if we successfully do that,
What next, sir?
We can then move our Chimera into safety. Because they should focus fire on models. Or they can all shoot a different model. What are the freaking chances that was going to happen? Okay, well, shit. I mean, at least we still completed our objective of trying to save our... Operation Save Chimera is still in full effect. Alright, let's think about over here, maybe. Let's use you guys to start scouting and seeing if he's gonna abandon this location or not. If I bring you over to here, you should still be able to shoot into the gargoyles. Right? I mean, unfortunately, it's going to be feeding him a lot of... Yeah, 35% chance to hit. That's not great. But I think he's abandoning this side, so if that's the case, maybe I should load up these heavy weapons team and start making it towards the center again.
The warp knows our every move.
And we'll start moving you over to here.
I will go where I
and
want.
Here. And actually, if I move you up one more, I should be able to really harass that Tyrannifex and stop him from being able to do a lot. And we'll put him back into cover here. And then, if I move you guys over to here... And you over to here. Actually, let's move you to here first.
I'll stand in their way if I have
And we'll move you over to here now.
What next, sir?
Then I should be able to increase your accuracy. Maybe I should have tried to do this before. Because then maybe I could have got some increased accuracy for our guardsmen up top there.
Firing.
I was really kind of hoping for more kills than that. With all the buffs.
Supporting fire.
Yeah, not great. Well, see what you can do, I guess. Alright, he's down to 2 models.
Waiting for orders, sir. What next, sir?
Because we do need to squad wipe these guys, or else they're going to keep taking our shit.
Transport awaiting orders.
Alright, let's do this. Take that. Ah, of course, now that's going to bring that up because it's no longer contested. Alright. Buff everybody's accuracy.
Shot counts.
I haven't executed anybody yet. So we want to do that. We're definitely pro-killing. Let's bring you up to here.
Moving to the battle line.
And let's execute.
The death of this coward will temper your faith.
Perfect. And now that allows us to surge.
Glory to
Let's
the
do
first soldier
this,
of God.
increase our crit chances. Now, how do I want to do this going forward is the question.
These manifold dangers are beyond your
I need to move you up 1 to be able to start reducing the effectiveness of one of those hive guards.
I will go where I want.
So let's do that. Because that'll decrease their movement and their accuracy, because we need to do everything we can to keep this guy alive. Now, you're going to have 2 attacks. If I move him back behind this obelisk, that should help him stay alive. This will also increase his damage. Okay, let's surge. Shoot again. Okay, good. And now you have 3 movement. you're gonna be able to surge. So I can use the Psychic Maelstrom to either completely harass that right side and stop the Tyranid effects and those guys, or we hinder these guys in the center. I think I would prefer to hinder the guys in the front. Oh my god, in the center. Can't talk today. Because that's gonna really harass those hive guards, and again, I need to keep these chimeras alive. I could also throw a grenade. I think I'd rather take out the gargoyles though. Oh my god, that's twice that's happened now where I'm just barely short. Alright, well. Do I use you to finish off the gargoyles or the termagants?
Victory through discipline. What next, sir?
Well, how do I want to do this?
Waiting for orders, sir.
You're still here. You're over here. Shit, had I done that better, I could have just moved you over to here to start affecting those hive guards. Oh, that's pretty disappointing, actually. That is really disappointing.
What next, sir?
Well, I guess we probably just want to move you so you can get closer. I don't think it makes sense for us to use the Psychic Maelstrom, really. But we got to get rid of that action point so you don't lose the momentum gains you've got. We're still in cohesion here. Bring you over to here. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to move these guys up to here because I don't want him using the blinding venom on my
I'll stand in their way if I have to.
heavy weapons team. We're going to pull back the Chimera because now it'll be safe. We're going to use the heavy weapons team. I have an 88% chance to shoot here or here, but I think I got to take out the Hive Guard while I can, as much as I'd like to take out the Biovores to stop them from picking off my infantry. I gotta ensure as much kills as I can. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice our Psyker here, unfortunately. But I think this is the best way of doing this. So we're going to run you all the way over to here. And then what we're going to do is drop the Psychic Maelstrom in the center. And then this should interfere with his movement for all these guys in the center here. And it allows her to stay on this position to hold the zone of control for us. So that should be good. Now these guys will be able to move around, but he can only get to 2. So I fully expect this Psyker to get totally destroyed.
Victory through discipline.
And then here, the next question is, I think we just pull you guys back to here to try to start increasing the evasion for our other units. Yeah. And I assume he'll just heal with his HQ unit there, but now we've got 21 points because everything is under our control. Yeah, I don't understand why he's summoning mines instead of just attacking with that. Does he not realize that you can just hit them with regular mines? You can just do a regular attack? Yeah, see, these Venom cannon or Death Spitters are going to be crazy good at killing these guys. In fact, I would expect that they would squad wipe guys if it wasn't for the Commissar HP buff there. Yeah, see, now he's starting to run these guys over. Oh, interesting, he's separating his guys. Oh, he just wanted to attack my Chimera, I see. Well, that's unfortunate for him, because he barely got through the bonus HP, which means it's probably going to refresh itself. Shit, they're going to blind me. Fuck, that's what I was trying to avoid happening. Because I need those heavy weapons teams.
I am not often surprised like this.
Yeah. Ooh.
Eyes up! Hostiles nearby!
I can't see what he's doing. Yep, healing. That's what I figured.
Another of them spotted. Over there.
Exocrine.
For each one of us that
Oh,
rolls, 10
made it look like it missed. It said it was a total squad wipe. That's very different. Well, shit. Alright, well I guess he is not abandoning that side. He's actually bringing over dual warriors. Damn.
They're shooting back!
Alright, that's a problem.
Taking fire.
Interesting. I was not... I wonder why those guys are so far back. Was he going back and forth about whether he was going to attack there or what? Alright, so we did damage to those guys.
Victory through
He got 9 points.
What next, sir?
Let's throw your grenade. Okay, good. Now, Mr. Commissar. Oh, he's facing the wrong direction. Why are you doing that, my man?
Moving to the battle line.
Well, let's get you up to here. And we'll start advancing you.
Advance.
And with your little bolt pistol,
Setting up and stabilizing.
you should be able to kill these guys.
Is inviolate.
There you go. And now...
Heavy weapons.
you've got a 68% chance to hit. 72. I think we got to take out these warriors.
Opening fire.
Ah, that was not very good, actually. I guess we just all shoot into them, huh? Actually, I can just charge in with the Psyker. And this should get her a model kill. And she's actually incredibly dangerous in melee. Alright, good.
Awaiting your orders.
And just because there's only one left, I think we'll just attack with these guys and get the kill. And then she can keep her surging if we want to use her abilities.
We've got your firepower.
Alright, and now I've got you. I can strafe through here and get some kills with the Valkyrie. Or I wonder if I can see where those guys are over here, and then I could drop the Psychic Maelstrom if he wanted to engage you in melee range. Can you see where these guys are is the question. No. I can't imagine I don't want to be here. Alright, here we go. So we found the warriors. Now,
Waiting for orders, sir.
what I can do is unload the heavy weapons team over here, and then I could shoot, but that's going to get them killed. And these guys are not going to be able to fight the warriors themselves. But if I do the Valkyrie strafing run, I seem to recall when people have done that to me, that's practically killed some warriors. So if I can kill both these warriors,
Set fire to their skies and rain
This should pretty much lock this side down in my favor. Yeah, so that was huge. So now I can shoot here with 50% and probably get the kill. Yep. And then we can unload these guys here.
Pack it up and let's move.
And I can use the setup.
Pack it up and let's move.
Or we just move to get better accuracy like that. And now we're here, and now you're in the open, which will be best for your setups going forward. That guy's got one more turn left for his reduced movement.
What next,
Let's start moving you
I'll
over
stand in the way if I
here.
have to.
Let's increase your
every shot count.
accuracy further. Let's start moving you guys over to here.
Moving to the battle line.
And then you can take out these gargoyles. Like so.
Awaiting your orders.
Now, we gotta be careful that we don't get you too close and get you acid sprayed. Or that will kill you.
The warp knows our every move.
Victory through discipline.
Alright. If I do that, you're gonna explode that. So let's try to just shoot here. Okay, good.
Transport awaiting orders.
Alright. Let's set up. Or do we just
Heavy
attack?
weapons.
Let's set up. That'll increase our accuracy
Stabilize.
further. We got a 65% chance to hit. However, these guys are now locking you down.
Victory through discipline. What next, sir?
Let's shoot here. Nice. Alright, so those guys are now down.
Waiting for orders, sir.
I can attack with your chain sword. That's not enough to break, but we will attack here. Yeah, you're being blocked, so you're not going to be able to do anything.
We've got your firepower.
Shit. What do I want to do? Well, you're still here. Actually, you should be able to attack some of these guys from up top here. Can you kill enough of them that you might be able to attack
Victory through
twice, I
discipline.
wonder?
Victory through discipline.
Awaiting your orders.
If I move you... See, I need to keep you guys in cohesion is the
Victory
thing.
through discipline.
And we gotta keep you alive. And make sure he doesn't strafe you.
Chimera transport ready.
Ah, there's so many targets. I think the Hormigons are actually going to be a problem, so I think I need to focus on killing them. Ah, I just can't make up my mind what I want to do here. Alright, let's move you down to here.
Your understanding.
Let's move you over to here.
I will go where
And
I
then we're going to have to make a
Awaiting your orders.
battle line chain. And then I can move you up to here. Yeah, that's only an 8% chance to hit. But he's not locking you down. He doesn't have those guys angled the right direction. So I could move my Chimera. Alright, let's attack here. Alright, good. I think we're going to want to attack again.
Do not bear them the full weight of this machinery.
Alright, fantastic. And then...
Heavy weapons.
Transport
I think we
awaiting
want
orders.
to pull back to here. So we'll be out of range from those
Waiting for orders.
hive guards. We'll put our sergeant in here. So that should keep them safe. We can pull you back to here, and this will keep guys in cohesion.
What next, sir?
Or, because we're going to make them be in cohesion down below to protect our guys, we do this, and that'll increase the evasion of our Psyker. And then we just pull this guy over next to the obelisk, and that'll increase our HP and our momentum gains. So I think that's the way to go there. And now you should be able to easily kill these Hormagaunts in melee. So now those guys are taken out. And then we can move the Chimera over to here and start shooting into the Biovore, because we got to kill him so he stops destroying our infantry. And then what?
Chimera transport ready.
I'm running out of steam. What do I want to do then?
Victory through discipline.
Probably move you up to here. And then move you over to here.
Advance.
Because you have one more round of attacks from your bolt pistol. You can try to kill some of these models. Alright, you killed 3. Not bad. And I can pull you back to here. And that'll keep things in cohesion.
Advance.
And then we can move you guys up to here.
Heavy weapons.
Transport awaiting orders.
Victory through discipline.
And turn you around, obviously. And then if I move you over one more, this will protect your rear, and then that Tyranid effect should not be able to kill the Chimera.
We've got your firepower.
I think what I got to do is run one of these guys back this way to start worrying about body blocking this location. Because I would like to leave with the Chimera and my other units. I will have Night Shroud available to unlock our Chimera. Assuming the Tyranifex is going to come over there and squad wipe them instead of... Or it's coming over there to attack them in melee to try to lock them down. Versus coming over and killing our low-tier infantry, because he should have tons of options to kill the infantry with his Biovores that he has. He still has some low-tier infantry just kind of running around confusing me what he wants to do exactly.
Orders understood.
I suspect he himself probably doesn't know what he wants to do. Like I said, he said he's a newer player against the Astra Militarum, so he's probably not even sure what all these guys do, because I have everybody focused on abilities. An ability build, I should say. Yeah, so this is what I was expecting. He's going to come over and attack. Oh, no, he's going to come over and acid spray and then put the poison on and then try to poison my sergeant. But the Chimera is counted at full cover, so I got protected. Yeah, see, now he's doing a regular attack. So he knows there's a regular attack.
Eyes up! Hostiles nearby!
Yeah, Exocrine. Oh, I see. He's going to use the spines, I bet. Oh, yeah, summon reinforcements. That makes sense. Okay, here are the spines. Yep, that makes perfect sense. And then finish them off with the Hormagaunts there. And then these guys are going to come try to kill the sergeant. That makes sense. Yep, so he's down. Bringing these guys together. Biovore's coming over here. Yep, hits these guys. And looks like he's bringing the Hive Guard back towards the center. Alright. Interesting that he's bringing those guys over, but I guess he wants to try to kill those guys, and they did good damage. Alright. Cool.
We've got your firepower.
Now, you've got actually a pretty decent chance to hit here. Maybe I just shoot into those hive guard. Okay.
What
Let's
next, sir?
move you back. And then
The Warg
here...
knows our every move.
Oh! Damn it. Okay. Well, I could get behind these guys and start meleeing them, I guess. These Cadian shock troops aren't going to do anything.
Awaiting orders.
I could start shooting into those guys. I can break his
I will go
zone
where
of
I
control.
want. Trust
So
in
let's
me.
do that.
Together, we will
You're
swing
now
the tides of this
empowered.
battle.
And that will allow you to move around here. So let's move you up to here.
Waiting for orders, sir.
Yeah, okay. Because if I move you over here to attack, then you can't go anywhere else. I could do the Psychic Maelstrom, but that's only going to put it around the center there. And since most of his guys are all ranged, that's not going to be really a big difference. So, what specifically do I want to do here?
Chimera transport ready.
I've still got my Chimera here.
We'll get you there.
I could shoot into these guys. The chance to hit is very low, though. Same with there.
Supporting fire.
Yeah, that wasn't worth it.
These manifold dangers are beyond your understanding.
Alright, let's start moving you over, though.
I will go where I want.
Because I can start nerfing the Hive Guard, and then he's losing his Synapse creatures. So that could be pretty beneficial for us. Or
On your orders.
yeah, let's move you over to here, because I think we're going to need at least a couple of guardsmen to stay here. Put you here.
I'll stand in their way if I have
I have a new idea. I only have one command point, but I can use the Valkyrie transport with this commissar, and then I can unload the Valkyrie over here, and then the commissar still has his movement, so he should be able to come over here and start chopping apart the Hive Guard with his power sword.
advance. Flee or be cut down where you stand.
Nice. And one more. Okay, good. So that's huge, and that'll also help force the Exocrine into staying into melee range.
What next, sir?
I can put those guys in there to keep them safe. I can move you over to here so you're a little bit closer.
Waiting for orders, sir. Orders understood.
The war.
Okay. Let's shoot here. Oh, you almost got the kill. Let's bring you over to here. That should be partial cover, so you should be able to squad wipe these guys. And now you can use your setup team,
Stabilizing.
and you can shoot the cracks into those guys. And you can come... You have a 50% chance to hit here, so let's just take out that Biovore. And now let's start to move you over this way to start working on closing the distance there. And we did break your zone of control with that ability, so now you can come over here and shoot the Hive Guard. And that's dead. You're locking the exocrine into combat.
These manifold dangers are beyond your understanding.
So if we're going to do that, I can then use the mental shackles to reduce the accuracy of the exocrine there further. And that'll lower, it's just a generic decreased chance to hit accuracy. So that means it'll also affect his melee. We're going to have to move our heavy weapons squad. I hate to lose all my setup stacks, but they're in bad position right now, especially because I want them to be shooting into the central aspect here, kind of like my other setup team. And then here with you, with my other commissar, what do I want to do? I can lock guys into melee. I think that's what we're going to have to do. We can squad wipe these guys. That way they're not getting synapse bonuses. And I guess let's start killing some models here. And let's pull the Chimera back all the way to try to keep you safe from all these other guys. And then the question is what do I want to do with my heavy weapons team? I think I probably just pull these guys back all the way too. That way the Tyranid doesn't come over and just kill him. And if he survives, we can use his frag grenade to start attacking the low tier units here.
The warp knows our every move.
And then what I can do is what? What do I want to do? I could bring you over to there and you could finish off those guys potentially. But I want to stay greater than 2 squares away so the Tyranid just doesn't kill you. Or maybe I do want the Tyranid to kill you and waste your attack attacking them instead. So those guys are down. Pull you back to here.
These manifold dangers are beyond your
Let's pull you up to here. No, because that's still only 2 guys, right? So I'd have to have at least 3 to make it contested, so he's going to maintain control here. So let's move you up to here. Let's surge you. You can attack here, and then he won't counterattack you. And then we'll move you up to here so you get a rear attack, and then you can attack here. Nice. And now you're in a position that unless he's going to move, he shouldn't be able to hurt you. And then we can move you guys up to here to lock down this spot, because he should have at least 3 command points by now. Which means he's probably going to annihilate some of my forces, because I assume he's going to do a Venom Cannon strafing run. That, I suppose, could kill those 2 heroes. Alright, yep. Biovore attacking there. Oh, he was trying to go for a rear attack, but not realizing you couldn't attack on that corner. Yeah, so healing. Should have done that first, because that would have increased your melee damage by 25%. Alright, good. Here comes the Tyranid, and he's using his special acid spray. But because it's acid and not poison, it won't apply a poison issue on for our guys. You have a 90% chance to hit. We got crack grenades that we're using, so let's shoot here. Nice.
Chimera transport ready.
And we'll move you up to here to shoot into the Tyranid.
Supporting fire.
Ah, you're just short.
Rolling into
Well, I'll move you up one to get you closer.
Waiting for
Now, if I attack with the Psyker, you'll get the kill. However, if I move up with the heavy weapons team,
Pack it up and let's move.
you should be able to get the kill, right?
Opening fire.
55. There you go. Then we'll move you up to here.
What
Well,
next,
let's
sir?
think here. How do I want to do this? Because really what I want
These manifold dangers are beyond
is
your
to be
understanding.
attacking that guy there. So you can actually charge over here, it looks like. Alright, let's have you shoot into this guy. Good. Move you up to here, and you can flame these guys down. Good. And then we'll pull you back to here
On it.
and turn you.
Pack it up and let's
And we'll
move.
put you behind cover. And then we'll use you guys to just come over here and body block. Well, not really body block, but to hold control points. You got a 70% chance to hit, so... Did a little bit of damage. And we charge in with you. Because that'll do 66 to 90
I don't
damage.
need my powers to crush you.
Good.
Victory through discipline.
And then you, because he's turned that way, can get a true rear attack. Or
Stay
I
up
can
and
just
stay
give you
alive.
more stacks. And you can shoot into these guys. Because I gotta kill the Turvagon, really. Because that's his hero. And we know he's got a bunch of stacks of command points. I'm shocked that he hasn't used them yet. If I bring you over to here, you can start meleeing down the Biovore.
We'll get you there.
Alright, let's move you into optimal range. You can start shooting here. And we'll move you up to here. And you will flame these guys down. And let's start moving you over to here. And we'll keep you over here. Where do we send you down? Maybe we send you down to try to increase his evasion. And then you can just shoot. And then you can come over here, and you'll have 2 power attacks, power sword attacks, so that should be enough to kill the Turvagon. Yeah, I see 132.
Victory through discipline.
There you go, 28. And then he's still got a zone of control,
These manifold dangers are beyond your
so I'm
understanding.
not sure how much of a...
Waiting for orders, sir. I'll stand in their way if I have to. We've got your
how much that
firepower.
reduced accuracy is going to change things.
orders.
Well, let's move you up to here
I will
and
go
come
where I
and
will.
punch the Biovore. Actually, we can do this,
I will tear what passes
and that'll
for
do a little
soul
bit
from
of
their bodies.
damage and allow us to
Lining up, sir.
What next, sir?
make it so they can't get away. And then you can shoot into the Biovore here. Nice. And then we can move you over to here, which will increase the Psyker's evasion. Or we just move you over to here to try to use them to aggro attacks.
Waiting for orders, sir.
Transport awaiting orders.
Yeah. So the question is do I just see if I can kill the
Your knows our
Exocrine?
every move.
I think we do, because otherwise he's just going to attack you, and if he doesn't miss the attack, then we have lost out on the damage. So I don't think there's any reason not to get the attack, other than forcing him to attack with just that one guy. However, this other commissar is ready to move up. So I can have him just come up here to still maintain the zone of control. Plus, between the Psychic Maelstrom, he shouldn't be able to get away. Alright, nice.
Heavy weapons.
Chimera transport ready.
These manifold dangers are beyond your understanding.
Alright, everything's under our control. So this should be the last turn of this match. I should be able to kill pretty much everything. Yep, took those guys out. Oh, he actually got double attacks there, because he was able to get enough momentum, so I should have had it closer.
Victory through discipline.
Alright, well,
Waiting for orders, sir.
What next, sir?
I guess let's bring you up to here and let you shoot into these guys.
Knows our every move.
Or I think if you get the kill, that should get you enough momentum, right? Oh wait, I was thinking I was having double because I'm so used to having the Commissar's buff there. But obviously I don't have the Commissar's buff because they were both over here. So I was counting on having double momentum, but obviously that wasn't the case. But we can shoot here and then chop there, and that should bring them down. So with that, we have victory. So that actually works surprisingly well. Killed a Spore Mine, 4 Hormigons, Termagant, an Exocrine, 2 Biovores, 4 Warriors, 2 Hive Guard, a Tyrannifex, 3 Gargoyles, and then 3 Termagants as well. And our guys did shockingly well. Our Commissars had 100% accuracy with his melee attack, and then 78% at range, which is not uncommon. The Acadian Sergeants did decent damage in melee, having 100% accuracy. The other one was just hiding in the back, trying not to be scared. Now, the one thing that sucked about having the Acadian Sergeant be my HQ commanders, they only have 1 action point. So that's the downside of having them as your commanders. You can't use multiple command abilities on a turn. Our Psychers definitely paid for themselves. And then our heavy weapon squads had pretty decent accuracy. A few times that it was dropping down, like that one to 55, but they were also shooting through obstacles and been poisoned. So it's not shocking that they were a little bit lower than what we would expect. And then our Acadian shock troops, their accuracies are all over the place. Some of them were bayonet units, which means they have 10% lower accuracy, if I remember correctly, so I'm not terribly shocked by that. Some of the Chimeras' accuracy is artificially elevated due to their flamers. And then, obviously, we suffered several losses here, too. You know, we lost a couple Acadian shock troops. We ended up losing a Psyker. We almost lost another one of our heavy weapons squads there. And let's see, we got 5 Acadian shock troops, the Psyker, Acadian Sergeant, and then the Commissar. So yeah, we definitely suffered some losses. So this was kind of a fun match. Worked out to our advantage again. I think if he would have used his command point ability instead of trying to fight me with his Termagant, that would have worked out much better and helped him get some kills. And then using the Spore Mine, the Biovores, he kept summoning the Spore Mines, which was adding RNG into it instead of just going for regular attacks, because that would have dramatically weakened the amount of Acadian shock troops that we had and allowed him to easily get the squad wipes with his Termagants, and that would have taken away my ability to hold command point locations and things like that, and would have helped him. Plus, with every one of those squads that was nearby, when I got him next to one of the officers, that would increase their evasion, so it would have just been much more effective for him to just have done regular attacks. He also had them spread out a little bit. Typically with those Biovores, if you're going to try to use them as a long-range artillery, you're going to want to have them under some synapse control, so then they have really good accuracy, so then they can just be lobbing attacks, because really Acadian shock troops are the perfect example of the kind of units you want to be killing with those units. So definitely that kind of backfired by you using just the summoning the Spore Mines. Now it does force me the following turn to have to waste somebody's attack to annihilate the spore mine unless it ends up landing in a location that's an obstacle, in which case it destroys itself, like what you were able to see here. If you have very poor accuracy, though, you sometimes want to risk summoning the spore mine, especially if you have a lot of guys within a 3-3 grid, because then it's going to land somewhere on that 3-3 grid, and you can guarantee a hit even when your accuracy would be very low. Or those have a zone of control, but they have very poor armor piercing or armor penetrating. It's not like the tier 3 spore mines that you get with the Tyranids. So they'll only do like 30-40 damage to heavily armored units, whereas if they hit low tier infantry, they're going to be doing 40-50 damage per model, and then almost able to squad wipe a lot of those guys. And I think if the Cadians aren't buffed up with increased HP, I think they can theoretically be completely squad wiped with one attack, but don't quote me on that. The terrain effects would have been great for him, but we were able to just hinder its movement in perpetuity with our psychers, and then locking him down into zone of controls. You know, we had the psychic maelstrom to help us hinder his movement too, so it can be very, very frustrating when there's a bunch of psychers that are really interfering with your movement abilities. I would say the Chaos Demons are the ones that are most at risk for that causing significant issues, because they have only melee units compared to the Tyranids here, which obviously have some range. Now, he did leave some of those guys in the Maelstrom, but I think that's just because he said this was only a second match against the Astra Militarum, and I suspect he just didn't realize what the Psychic Maelstrom would do, so he ended up taking some unnecessary losses and damage. You know, he's going back and forth with the Hive Guard, kind of non-committal. That, again, is because I was interfering with my Psychers, really harassing him a lot. So that was kind of frustrating him, but that was kind of my hope with doing a triple Psyker build, because their debuffs and some of their buffs have such a long range. You can really harass enemy units from afar, and then once they close in on you, start dropping that Psychic Maelstrom. Because the other thing to realize about the Psychic Maelstrom is, let's say you did a heavy Hormagaunt build, then I would have dropped the Psychic Maelstrom in front of my units, and then when they were stuck in there, the following turn they would take a bunch of damage, and then I'd be able to mop them up as well, because that 30 damage per model is enough to squad wipe Termagants and almost take out Gargoyles and Hormagaunts as well. So that can be a huge issue, and then this stops them from being able to escape, especially if they're in the center of it. So that would have been a major issue for him. So like I said, my feedback for my opponent is to work on balancing synapses. Make sure you keep your guys somewhat together, because you need to stack your synapse bonuses and your swarm tactics, so you kind of head your guys all over the place. Now, it sometimes makes sense to do that with Gargoyles if you're going to be applying the poison blinding venom to other units. So you just got to have an idea of what you're doing, and then you were appropriately focusing down the heavy weapons squad, but you actually should have done that more. So, you know, you attacked with the Exocrine. Had you used that overcharge ability, that would have allowed you to practically squad wipe those guys with one attack, and then you could have finished them off with the Gargoyles, and then that would have caused significant hindrance, because the fact that I was able to take out those Hive Guards left you without a good option to deal with my Chimeras, and I was just able to keep harassing you, flame down your low tier units, and then continue to do decent damage by poking into you with the multi-laser. And then I assume you know about command points, but if not, whoever's your HQ commander, you'll see that little circle with a number above it. You click it and that'll show you different abilities. So you would have had options to the Screech ability, which would get rid of 30% of the momentum that I had built up. You would have access to the Venom Strafe ability, which would have been devastating for any of my infantry if you want to do strafing runs to start killing them to help you get zone of controls. Or once you get up to a tier 3, which you definitely would have had by this last turn, then you can do a 3x3 spore mine call in, where you have 3 or 4 spore mines that go in, and if they hit anything that's an infantry, it's effectively going to one-shot most of them, and then if it hits a vehicle, it will do, you know, 60 to 100 damage, I think. So just keep that in mind in the future. And then the healing works out well, because you heal 50 the first turn and then 50 at the start of your next turn, but it also increases your melee damage by 25%, so you would have wanted to apply that heal. Now you were thinking, oh, I'm going to attack you, and then if you counter me, I'll heal through it and not have to worry about that. But if you work your angles a little bit better, then you don't have to worry about counter attacks, kind of like what you saw what I did to your Tyranid effects there when I was attacking with the Cadian Sergeant and the Primaris Psyker. So that can definitely be worked to your advantage as well. And then it seems like a lot of people are liking the Biovores. Again, it can be very helpful, especially against the Astra Militarum, because I see a lot of people starting to bring out the Kasserkin again, which is kind of fun. And then the Biovores are also very good with that, but again, you need to stack up your synapses to get the most out of them. And then remember that synapses not only increase your accuracy, but they also dramatically increase the amount of momentum you're getting. So as you're squad wiping all those Cadians, you're getting tons of momentum built up, and then you can just keep attacking over and over again with that Biovore and get lots and lots of kills from afar. So I think that's would have worked much better for you had you done those things. So hopefully that's some good feedback, and it also gave you some experience to learn a little bit about the Astra Militarum, since he said it was only his second match against them. I also made some mistakes with my Commissar. I sometimes forget that that can buff up both vehicles and infantry. It's such a rookie mistake, but I think when it first came out that was the case, so sometimes I fall back on that and forget, oh shit, I should have had that Chimera around there so we could have got all that extra momentum to allow us to do double attacks like what we were doing in the center, and then that decreases the grazing, increases the crit chance, which will increase the amount of damage that you're doing and allow you to get multiple rounds of attack, so you can keep cycling through attack after attack, especially when you're being buffed up with the Commissar, which then has additional crit chances at range or melee, and you will then get increased momentum gains by 25% with the Commissar's bonus there. So again, you want to be attacking as much as possible so you can keep stacking that momentum as fast as possible. And then if you can surge before the temporary momentum from the execution wears off, then it'll allow you to start getting additional attacks going. So that was a little bit sloppy and would have allowed me to get better control on the left side of the map much faster. So with that, I am going to sign off for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.